And hello and welcome to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Ale Wolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, the excellence of an execution, the no throne Cicerone. And welcome back to the stream, folks. Very happy to have you here tonight. Of course, tonight we will be playing The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, the Game Boy Advance version, in a little corner of the stream I like to call the Retro Rathskeller. Of course, we've got our friend and trusty partner Churro with us tonight, and he is, of course, relatively sleepy. It is past his bedtime. He wants to stick around to see the folks, but unless you call out to him or give him a treat, he's gonna very much be a lazy, tired boy today, which is okay, which is absolutely okay. Before we actually get into the meat of today's soiree, I do have to commemorate two special dates, of course. On the 31st, we all celebrated International Trans Visibility Day. So, very important date for the transgender community. Trans rights are human rights, folks. And so, we celebrate that. Here's hoping that at the very least you devoted some thoughts into that community. The other thing, of course, that we're celebrating is the start of April, and April is Autism Awareness Month. Very important for the autistic community. Strong community in the large population of neurodivergent people that we have. So it's very important to celebrate these communities, see what the things that they face in life, how they perceive things different from us maybe, try to understand them, and make them feel welcome in our spaces. But yeah, that's maybe just a bit of a housekeeping items there at the top. Of course, we're going to drink something tonight because it wouldn't be an Ales and Fails stream without an ale. At least not while I'm running it. Maybe when I have a successor, then they can decide to not have ales, and at that point it'll be a little weird. But you know what? I'm not going to be around for that to transpire. Let's actually talk about what's on tap today. Let me go to the ales cam for this one. And of course, we're showing the game instead of... I should really fix my display here. That's not what I want. I need to turn off my display capture. I really need to fix that. Okay. So, what we have today is a delicious pastry porter from Surreal Brewing Company, which is one of our more favored non-alcoholic breweries. Certainly something that we've enjoyed. I haven't gotten to taste any more of their stuff, but I should probably head to the old bottle shop and check them out again. Of course, it is Wednesday, and we try to do dry Wednesdays. We try to do non-alcoholics. And what exactly is a porter, you might be wondering to yourself, or rather, what exactly is a pastry porter? Before we do that, though, check out that can artwork. It looks like one of those 70s, 80s, like computer graphics for like a dragon. At least I'm assuming it's kind of a dragon. Dare to be different. This pastry porter is perfect for hanging out and telling stories around the campfire. Vanilla adds warm, floral notes, while cacao nibs enhance its rich chocolate undertones. We added milk sugar for a touch of decadence. For more adventure-ready brews, visit our website, and I will not do that today. So, a porter is very similar to a stout. I'm sure you've heard about stouts in the past. They're darker beers, maltier beers, sweeter beers. Porters and stouts actually started out as the same beer style. As a matter of fact, they were originally known as porter stouts. The main difference between porters and stouts is this idea, the type of malt that they use at the beginning. While a porter uses malted barley for its preparation, a stout uses unmalted roasted barley. The main difference being there that you get a lot more roast in a stout, a lot more body. A porter is a little bit less in terms of when it comes to a body, a little lighter in composition, but just as tasty. They definitely share a lot of the same flavor notes, things like coffees, chocolate, things like dry fruits, maybe some nuts, maybe some earthiness as well. Yeah, and definitely some of those more rustic sugars, things like maple, toffee, brown sugar, molasses, things of that sort. That being said, all that being said, a porter and a stout, what it ends up being called largely depends on that particular brewer. And so they might have a porter in their hands, but you know what? They're going to call it a stout because that's what they feel like it is. The other thing about porters and stouts is that if you want a good rule of thumb, if you pour a porter, it'll have a brown head, and if you pour a stout, it will have a slightly wider head. But yeah, those are some thoughts on that particular matter. Let's actually see what Untappd has to say on this particular issue. Let's go over to this screen. Let's turn off the display let's turn on the display capture. Okay, so that is a little bit better. Not that much better, but a little bit better. Pastry porter by Surreal Brewing Company. Non-alcoholic. This pastry porter is perfect for hanging out and telling stories around the campfire. Actually, this is exactly what excuse me, wow. This is exactly what was said in the note that we just read. We added milk sugar and monk fruit for a touch of decadence. Okay, so monk fruit, that's interesting. I guess the other thing that I forgot to say is, why is this a pastry porter, right? Why would you call it pastry? Whenever you have a pastry beer, a pastry sour, a pastry stout, or a pastry porter, what you end up doing is during the fermentation process, you actually add delectables, add sweets, add little baked goods to the fermentation tank, just so that the yeast can actually feed on that and the beer picks up some of those notes. I don't know exactly what they threw in here. I'm assuming maybe some chocolate and the milk sugar as well as the monk fruit in order to give this a particular pastry porter style flavor. So yeah, we're in for a treat, folks. We're in for a treat. Let's go ahead and actually taste this thing and see what the hubbub is all about. Okay, so I am a little bit concerned about this particular beer, and that is because I can already see that it has a slightly elevated ridge here. I'm going to assume that there is a possibility that this might pop on me. So here's me having a handy rag, just in case I need to, tend to an emergency. Wish me luck. Okay, it seems like we were able to let out all of the extra carbonation. Okay, and that could have been a slightly more live one. As you can see, incredibly foamy already. Whenever you see levels of carbonation of this level, you got three things on your hand. Number one, an awful pour. If you pour recklessly, if you don't pour at an angle, you're gonna get a lot of foam. Second, if you got a beer hanging out for a long time, months, it'll continue to form carbonation inside its vessel. Last reason why you might have a lot of foam is because the beer is designed to be that way. And you've got some draft beers that when they pour, you've actually got wet foam, which is tasty. It's not gassy like foam. It's a little more watery. It's a little more flavorful. It's kind of like a top for your beer. But yeah, this is definitely the reason for this one is definitely just because I've actually stored this one for a long time. Let's actually go ahead and smell this. So nice light coffee notes. I want to say maybe lighter coffee, not necessarily like black tea. Sorry, why am I talking about tea when I was trying to talk about coffee? So kind of like a light roast in terms of coffee. I'm not a coffee person necessarily, but I do understand like more bitter, heavier coffee over lighter roasted coffees. I want to say there's a bit of nuts as well, maybe like ground nuts as opposed to tree nuts. And yeah, a little bit of the brown sugar as well. Let's go ahead and try and taste this thing. Feminale, dear viewer, thank you so much for being here. I am sorry for this terrible showing right here. And so it's creamy, it's light. I want to say maybe 3, maybe a 2.5 out of 5 in terms of body composition. very light on the bitters. You can actually tell that a lot of the carbonation escaped from this particular beer, which again is unfortunate. It is probably because of the fact that I stored it in my fridge for a while. But you can definitely taste some cream notes. You taste some milk chocolate flavors and a little bit of creaminess. You can generally sense flavors of vanilla if you notice creaminess in a beer, especially in the darker varieties. Yeah, and a slight woodiness to it as well. Maybe like oak. Oak is probably the wood that I recognize the most whenever I drink anything. But yeah, that's delicious. It is certainly sweet, maple sweet. And so if you enjoy your pancakes, and I know you do, this is a drink to be had. Let's go ahead and actually rate this one. A 2.75 seems solid for this particular beer. And cheers, we've got it. But yeah, that is what we will be drinking for tonight. With that, let's go back to intermission. Like I said, we are playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. We are using the Nintendo Switch Online application. And yeah, we're using the Switch Pro controller in order to play this. So let's go ahead and have some fun. Question of the night tonight, because we are at the start of springtime. The time for sunshine, the time for blooming flowers, and also a time for allergies. So question of the night, do you have allergies? I am blessed to say that I don't, but way too many people around me do. And then it is unfortunate that it comes with the season. But we do love that pollen in the air, right? Let's go back to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Okay, and let's turn on the sound here. Ba, ba, ba. Hopefully that's not too loud. Ah, that was a strong cough. Speaking of allergies, of course. Okay. And so last thing I did was try to beat the boss in the second dungeon. Let's start from the save place. Do we actually have a suspend point? No, we don't. We've actually only been using save points for this. Okay. And the one thing I want to do before I go face the boss one more time is I would like to get fairies. I don't know if I have all my fairies here. No, I do not. I do not have all my fairies. So let's go get them. Up and at them. Desert Palace. Wow, and run away. Oof. That thing is dangerous. Alright. I'm supposed to move this thing. Go away. Yeah, once you develop that corner, you can very easily get hit by that laser. What is a laser, you might ask? It's a little light bulb that blinks. What is my... Is it this one? Oh, right, the bug catching net. I'm just like, what? Why am I not swinging that bottle? This is not Ocarina of Time. Keep it in a bottle. And yes, let's keep that in a bottle. Let's also just get an extra one. Oh, come on. Why is it closed again? What if we push another block? Will it open? I can't imagine it will. That's a little silly. And of course, if we hang around the door too much, we're just gonna get hit. Okay, so this time around we can just grab the fairy, and I think we're good. So, if we actually go look at our map, Where's our map? We basically covered the entirety of this dungeon. Really, it's just about going in and finishing the job. Finishing the job, as I say. Finish him. Dude. Whoa, move. And there might be something to be said about making a suspend point right before the boss. I would really just want to move forward with it. We'll see how I feel about it. Oof. Oh, wait a second. I think for this... Oh, come on. Why did it close the door on me? So, if I recall correctly, the idea is to go in there, open up the switch, and not wait for all the tiles to hit me. Let's not get all the tiles to hit me. For once in my life. Not that one. I chose wrong. And I think it's this one? No, of course I was wrong. Wait, it's open already. Why? Why did I have to wait? So silly. Ails, you goofball. Ails, you're a third-rate duelist. Alright, let's get rid of these stickies. I think it's defeat all the monsters, right? Oof. Gotta make sure that I don't get hit by that laser. There you go. Oof. That was a close one. And we're going to hope that the door is already open, maybe? This thing just stresses me out. I do declare. All right, and of course, why am I not pressing the button for lifting the vase? Wow, I have completely forgotten how to lift things. Is it the L button? No, this is run. Wow. I love how I'm just being bounced around. I didn't even need to do anything, by the way. I needed to just cross. No, not again. Okay. I'm in safety. I'm almost wondering if there's really no point in going back and trying to recharge. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna recharge the only other way that I know how to do this, and I'm going to drink some of my delicious pastry porter. Here's hoping that you're enjoying something delightful to drink this evening, or perhaps enjoying a delicious snacks. I have really come to enjoy dried fruits, particularly dry pineapples. And yeah, just a very fizzy head. Unfortunately, this beer definitely became old. And actually, while we're waiting for that to come down, let's go ahead and do our ritual. While this is a drinks-friendly stream, we highly advocate the consumption of pure, healthy water. Water, of course, the element which brings life, as suggested by Kitana. Not only does it help you stay hydrated, regulate your metabolics, but also stave off the deleterious effects of drinking alcohol. So please, drink up. Oh boy, that is some toasty water. Friends of mine know that I cannot stand the cold water. Love it. I really hope I get some hearts. Ooh, does this mean that if I come back out, that maybe I will get more hearts in my jar of hearts? Oh, wow. Waha. They're still coming. Okay, let's get the arrows ready. Arrowed. Come at me, bro, as they say. No, and of course I'm hitting the wrong button. Wow, this thing is resilient. There he goes. Ba-da-da-da. And of course, this is already open. I wonder if using the arrows would actually give us an advantage here, because last time I was just using my sword, and that did the job, but it didn't necessarily. It was not easy. Let me tell you. Here we go. And I just gotta make sure that I stay at an angle. Come on. Because if I don't, I will get hit by those pebbles. Okay, this is silly. Ooh, I kinda just need to get rid of one so the pebbles stop. Ooh, that was a nice hit. A double, a 2 for 1. Oh dear, and I relied too much on the dollar store deal. Please save me from myself. Ooh, hit it twice. At this point, I'm kind of just like mashing buttons. TLoZ is losing patience, my friends. Why do I keep getting hit? Nice. Come at me. Yes! Oof. Let's dance, like Johnny Cage once said. Ouch. Wow, these things are sturdy. I feel like this is what I was facing last time, where I thought like I hit each of them like 10 times and they still kept coming. Okay, one of them's down. Ooh, nice. Second one down. Let's go. Eso. And of course, the last one starts throwing rocks multi-directionally, like in 8 directions. So it's better to stay far away. Boom! Wolf's kiss. I love it. Like McDonald's, I'm loving it. Not too bad. You won the pendant of power. Your goal of finding all 3 pendants is in sight. So go for the last one already, please. You're taking so long. Nice. So we got the second pendant. We've also got the power glove. So now we can actually do some exploring in the overworld before we decide to head to the final place, which I believe is the Tower of Hera, if I recall correctly. I'm actually using the IGN guide for this game, and the reason for that is because I want to make sure that I have everything. I want to get every single heart piece, I want to get every single item. So I kind of just want to make sure that I have all that. Let me see, where do I have all my lists? Checklists. Dungeons completed, pieces of heart. Let's see. And the funky thing about this game guide is that it shows you a checklist, but it also shows you just random things. Maybe I'm not explaining myself very much. That's okay. I'm a very difficult person to understand. Heart pieces. There we go. So we got, let's see. We got up to 6 pieces, 7 pieces of heart. We've got 8 pieces of heart so far. Getting this piece of heart right after the flippers. Okay. So I guess the next thing to do is get the flippers, right? Let's see if the game naturally suggests to us where we need to go here. I gotta turn off my bow. It's kind of interesting that maybe it is something that I just need to get used to. And I played this game before, but it is kind of funny that they put the grab button in the same as the grabbing button. I keep walking into these cacti. What is this? The cave with the thieves? Den of Thieves. You know, somebody today told me that I should go watch a Den of Thieves too. What do you think? Your trial in the desert has made you stronger. The blood of the hero must be in your veins. You think so? Do you really think so? I did try pretty hard. Cha-cha. Quick, quick. You know, it's funny how part of the song just kind of sounds like you're walking on wet ground. Boom. Right? Is it just me? Is that a me thing? Is that a me thing? Is that an amiibo thing? Boom, boom. Cha-cha. Quick, quick. Okay, so don't walk into cacti. Please don't walk into cacti. It's not that hard. One thing that I will always complain about is just the fact that ever since, I want to say, the Super Nintendo, we haven't had very good control pads in Nintendo systems. Like, the one in the N64 wasn't great, let's admit that. The one in the GameCube was terrible. Just terrible. Oh jeez, who thought that was a good control pad. And then we had the Wii. That one had pretty good control pad. Sorry, D-pad. But then the Wii U, I guess, had a similar one. And then the Switch just went back to not having a great one. So I don't know. It's just been a history of just like not great D-pads. You know, I just realized that we could just lift up all these stones. Now we can just chuck things at people. We can get rid of these gigantic... Oof. Oof. And we almost threw it at that poor creature that we just massacred. Let's go. Hello.
And check out the cave east of Lake Hylia. Strange and wonderful things live in it.
Let's see. Okay, can we actually pinpoint that? I can actually look at my map here, unfortunately. I'm collecting coins, sorry, rupees, but of course I've got all the rupees. So east of Lake Hylia, I'm assuming maybe they're talking about this thing right here. I don't even remember if we've been there before. I'm not sure. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out. Let's see if there's any other like big stones that we may have missed along the way. It's like I go back to the desert where I keep getting destroyed. Enemy mech destroyed. And one feature about the Power Glove, it's so bad, is this idea that you can only lift up the olive green rocks. You cannot lift the dark green rocks. That is a business for the Titansmith, which is the upgrade that we get later on in the game. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ah, these vultures are everywhere. Vulture culture. And I can't wait to be king, but also I can't wait to get a more powerful sword. Hey, what's up there? I want to go up there. Let me see. Is that part of the desert palace or... No, it seems like the desert palace ends right there, so I would not be able to get there unless I have like a hook shot, maybe? Is that it? A hook shot? No, we've been here. Cha-cha. We do love the exploration. Ba-ba. No, just leave me alone. Crazy. Okay. So yeah, now that we've got this thing, we can actually... Ooh, nice. I will soothe your wounds and comfort your weariness. Close your eyes and relax. Thank goodness for that. Okay, so that was useful. Wish I could get my fairies back though. So, of course, much like everybody and their mom, I saw the Nintendo... No, actually, I didn't see the Nintendo Direct. Well, I was about to lie here, folks. I didn't see it, but I did read a summary of it. I read a summary of this incredible video event because, unfortunately, I was at work. And, you know, lots of surprising things, obviously. Those of you that have not seen the thing, cover your ears. Cover your ears, please. But definitely one of the things that I was excited about was just the announcement of a new Donkey Kong. It's been a while since we had like a Donkey Kong game, like a new one. Obviously, we had like Tropical Freeze for the 3DS a few years back, and that was a wonderful game. Unfortunately, I haven't played either of the new country games. But yeah, it's been quite some time since New Funky Mode. So to see a new 3D platformer in the vein of like Donkey Kong 64 was very satisfying. I'm pretty excited about that. So much stuff happening in this place. Did I actually come from this side? Yeah, maybe I did. It's fine. It's okay. Run! These crows are making me thirsty. Ooh, another one of these big rocks. Can you imagine just being able to lift gigantic stones like that just because you're wearing special gloves? That'd be nice. Yeah, maybe let's go to east of Lake Hylia. I don't remember us finding anything particularly special in that direction last time we visited that locale. But maybe now that we've got the power glove, things will be different. Ooh, and of course I should have caught that. I should have caught that. As opposed to this thing. Bees. Why did it have to be bees? Let's see. I guess let's go down here. Yeah, let's go down. Like I said, we really don't need the money. But it is nice to hear that jingle in your pockets. We've been here before, I'm sure. I feel like we've already done this, right? Certifiably so. Maybe let's shoot it with arrows, just to satisfy my morbid curiosity here. Nice. If you've ever played the original Legend of Zelda, you might recall just the fact that, yeah, we've been here. Hi. I will not tell anyone, I promise. If you played the original Legend of Zelda, then you might actually recall the fact that every time you shot arrows, you would lose rupees. And I guess it was a way to make sure that... Actually, no, there's no reason. The only reason why that might have been the case might have simply been because they couldn't give you, like, ammo to actually count the amount of arrows that you had. Like you didn't have a quiver or anything like that. You just had the arrows item, and you would run out as soon as you ran out of mini Goombas. Rupees. So I guess it was a way to give you a quiver, but not necessarily give you a set number of arrows. Which unfortunately was bad, because you had to decide on whether or not you wanted to buy something expensive or you would instead want to shoot arrows, which would, for all intents and purposes, was a fairly strong weapon. A strong weapon. I remember I once had a bus tour in Japan, and the tour guide, very nice person, very informative, but they were talking about samurais, of course, and they were, every time they said weapon, they said it, the inflection or the intonation was such that it went weapon. And of course, you know, I wouldn't guilt trip anybody for the way in which they say something, especially if it's not their native tongue. But my significant other and I couldn't help but giggle to ourselves. Very nice person, though. Okay.
You can earn a lot of rupees by defeating enemies. It's the secret to my success.
Can you defeat them for me, please? For some reason that makes it seem like you can actually bomb this. But of course that's just the sound of regular wall. I'm surprised that this is all there is in this cave. I don't know, seems a little unusual. Ba 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 ba. Okay, so this is the cave. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and collect that extra fairy. The one that I was talking about earlier. Yes, let's keep it in a bottle. And was this the thing? Ooh, the magic bee, right? I think we're supposed to show that to somebody, right? There was a thing where you gave somebody a magic bee and they gave you lots of money. Let me do a quick Google search to see if it's something that I need to take with me, because I won't remember it. I think it might have been just a thing where you can get extra rupees. But it might also be like some part of a trading sequence or something like that. Golden bee only appears in one area. Blah blah blah. It can be caught and used to defeat enemies, and every boss except Mothula is immune to it. However, compared to regular bees, they will remain by Link's side for a much longer period of time. To get it, the ice cave, bomb inside a fairy fountain. Link put it in a bottle. Sparkling trail. Link can usually catch it again to reuse it, making it a valuable ally if it does leave. Okay, so not necessarily something that I need, but it is nice that I was able to remember that it was here. And welcome, Falcon. How are you doing this fine evening? It's good to have you pop in. How you been? Here's hoping that the end of you know what? Let me stop myself there. Here's hoping that you had an excellent day. And of course, Falco Forte, esteemed member of our community, and also a fellow streamer. They were last playing Helldivers 2. So you have seasonal allergies, right? I feel like everyone in my circles has allergies. I have been lucky enough not to have flat out like allergies and like things like pollen or things like that. But I do have what is this thing? It's not really an allergy, but it's like this skin reaction to like moisture and dryness at the same time, and it especially hits my fingertips. It's quite unpleasant. It's not, again, not really an allergy, but it's something that I feel during this type of year, time of the season or time of the year. Thank you very much for sharing, though. And once again, thank you so much for popping in. Now, if you want to see an excellent gamer, I suggest you follow Falco. Also a fellow wrestling fan. I didn't realize that there was a bombable location here. Look at that. The first time around. It's all about the boom. Ooh. How come I didn't notice this the first time I was here? Look at that. Get it? Wow, I found the ice rod. Really? This early? Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay. Everyone, I've got the ice rod. Is this like one of these optional weapons? I wonder. I am so surprised by the fact that I was able to get this thing so early on in the game. Maybe it's something that they rearranged in this version of the game. I'm not sure. But you know what? I will take it. I'll take it. Well, now the prophecy of the thief came true. But of course it doesn't actually help us in our quest. Or does it? Ah, the sound of that thing. That's not shallow water, is it? No, it looks like it has a blue outline, so therefore it must not be shallow. In the shallow. Yeah, we need the Zora flippers in order to actually get in there. Get in there! Let's go back to Kakariko Village and maybe somebody will give us a clue as to where to go next. Maybe. Possibly. I doubt it. I gotta steer clear of those crabs. The crab people. Ouch. Sometimes the best medicine is to run. Dun, dun. Oh, please stay away. All right, we have the power glove, of course. But I feel like there's more rocks in the northern part of Hyrule. I also remember that there was one of these big rocks in what am I thinking? The Sanctuary, where we first dropped off Zelda. These guards kind of just like run at you and they just like shoot. Ask no questions. Okay, so up north is my house. That's right, it's my house. I bought it with my own money. So let's go up there. And like I said, let's go east to Kakariko Village. I just want to be someplace where I'm safe, you know? Let's go. Wait, why would I be stopped by grass? That makes no sense. Like Alpha 5 once said, ay, 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 ay. Okay, and if you're just joining us, we're enjoying some delicious non-alcoholic pastry porter from Surreal Brewing. To your health. Delicious. You also get some notes of cola nut, of course. Out of my way. Thank you for the I can almost taste it, Falco. Truly, played right at the exact moment. If I had more spaces for alerts, so sound alerts only gives you like 10 spaces. You can definitely get more alerts from like other sources, but sound alerts makes it very easy to just have alerts. And I'm kind of lazy at that. But one day I should add more SpongeBob alerts. One of the ones that I would really like to add is at least I'm safe inside my mind. Alright, so yeah, what are we doing here? Like, I'm honestly trying to organically find ways to tell me what to do. And I think really the only thing that I can go by is the fact that there is a pendant right there at the north. So I think we'll just head in that direction, right? Let's do it. The only other thing that is pulling me in different directions is just trying to find the pieces of heart. So let's go north. Let's go to the sanctuary first. Let's hit this area. I know there's a few rocks there. And maybe we'll find something of note. Go ahead and save. Yes, save the game. But also continue the game. Do as I say, not as I do. Alright, and this person over here, if you release the Super Bee in front of them, they'll give you a lot of cash for it, I think. I think that's how that went. There you go. See, you get cool things if you just knock into trees. Okay, back in the danger zone. What? Why would you just be hiding there? And then one of these. Oh wait, I think you can just run into this. Yes. Ooh, nice. More bombs. Lamp oil, rope, bombs. Wait. Why do they just randomly appear? Ugh. It's gonna be so nice once we have slightly better defenses. And away with ye. Like I said, I want to go back to the sanctuary over here. Like our favorite character of the Hunchback of Notre Dame once said, "Sanctuary." I haven't seen that movie in ages, actually. I should really check it out again. Let's go up north before we go to the sanctuary. At the very least, now that we're exploring this area, we can say that we have a few more hearts. Oh, come on! Why does everything hit so hard? Oh, jeez. Well, and that is all I needed to be safe. But of course, cutting grass by itself is not safe. You know, if I was in Harvest Moon, I could probably chop this wood stump and get some wood logs. Yeah, so you can't really run into that. Why would anybody think that putting guards inside bushes is a smart idea? Basement floor 1. Ooh, nice. We'll get back to it at some point. Yeah, so let's go back down all the way to the sanctuary. Oof, I almost hit that thing. Here, catch. Ooh, what is going on here? Are we going up the mountain by doing this? There's a secret path right there. Oh. Very smart. You know what? I feel like this is going up the mountain. Actually, I'm fairly sure of it. So let's save that for later. At least we know where to head. Does this have a ferry? Ooh, we love them Yoshi's apples. And of course, this is the secret sanctuary location, maybe? I think that we ran into this, right? And there was a chest, yes. Right, so one of the rocks here has like a secret entrance. I remember that. Oh, I should have thrown it at this person. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. Let's go check in on Zelda. One of the last few times where we actually just can chat with her. Wait, this is the priest.
If you defeat the wizard, the castle soldiers may regain their senses. Go seek the pendants.
Okay. You should follow the marks the Elder made on your map when you explore. If you don't know what to do next, you can also visit a fortune teller. I'm guessing that's equivalent to the tip guy in, what is he called? Earthbound. And you know what? We're probably just going to... We'll probably have to take a break soon. But maybe let's just wait a little bit. Why are they all hiding there? Ah, such a bunch of goofballs. Bunch of goofballs if I ever met them. So maybe one of these things moves. Oh, maybe it's this tombstone. Okay, so we've got about... Yeah, we need to actually start on ads. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it here. We're gonna leave it in our be right back screen. I gotta take a quick bio break, a stretch break. I suggest you do the same, but after the break, 5-6 minutes, we'll come back with some more The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. See you soon. back to the Ales and Fails stream. I'm your host, Alewolf, otherwise known as Ales, gentleman streamer, the wolf of Brussels, the world's least interesting man. And welcome back to the stream, folks. Good to see you all. And of course, welcome, esteemed friend of ours, Spectrum Branch. How are you doing this fine evening? Thank you very much for popping in. Spectrum, of course, is a fellow streamer who does incredible challenges. I have never seen somebody as persistent as he is in certain games. I wish I could name some off the top of my head, but you know what? He plays a lot of different games. Last he was playing, let's see this, playing Chicory, A Colorful Tale. I have never heard of that, but I do like Chicory, so I will say that. Spectrum also just happens to be an incredible musician, so if you do follow him, if you do check out his work, he's also got a YouTube channel where he has lots of really cool music, so I highly suggest you follow him. But yeah, where were we? So we're playing The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, of course, and we're trying to just unearth secrets with the Power Glove that we recently got. One of those is, of course, the graveyard location over here. Let's see. Oh, welcome in, I go. Crazy you asked that, because today my mom bought me a Starbucks and I forgot to add oat milk. Milk makes me accumulate mucus and want to poop quicker. But in other news, I won my local skateboard shop sneaker raffle. Congratulations, and I go. That's amazing. So, you got some sneakers. I'm assuming that if I'm reading that correctly, you got some sneakers. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're allergic to milk. I guess that's awful. I'm assuming that maybe you're just lactose intolerant to a certain degree of something like that. Let's open this thing. Now we fall in. Wait a second. Right, and this is when we escaped Hyrule Castle all the way at the beginning. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum. Let's get rid of these rats. You thought that we would never come back here, and yet here we are. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. I am feeling uneasy until we can finally just get rid of all these creatures. Let's actually check out the map over here. So we are here. This is actually a place that we explored before, but what we didn't have before was bombs with us. So that is actually why we're here. Let's see. Chicory is cute and interesting and deep. Right, I'm assuming that you're talking about the game. Would you mind just sharing what is the game genre? I would certainly love to know that, but of course, also feel free not to answer my silly questions. Yeah, have you shared what you're allergic to? So actually, I'm not formally allergic to anything. I have been fortunate enough not to have to deal with allergies, but I will say that, my ENT doctor suggested that I might have some very, very mild allergies that are only like emerging in my later years. And she sees that because she can see like some redness in my throat during this season. The other thing that I might have that is not really an allergy, it's chilblains, which is like this skin reaction to like cold air, slightly damp cold air, which is not really an allergy, but it behaves kind of like an allergy, and that is as best as I can put it. So yeah, not necessarily allergic to a particular substance. It's more about like temperature and humidity, which is at the very least a little bit silly. Thankfully, not hops. Could you imagine that? Oh, hey, you're allergic to. You know what? That would not be the worst thing in the world, considering that I am not the greatest fan of like overly bitter beer. I know that beer, in many ways, is completed by hops, but it is not something that I absolutely require. Let's open these chests. You got some bombs. in the adventure, I guess, it's not like other games. It's kind of like you exist in a special world with a bunch of animals, and the previous wielder of the paintbrush has given it up, and the world has lost all of its color. You now have the brush and have to figure out why the color disappeared as you fill the world with color again. I have definitely not come across that. Oh no, why did I open that? I already had all the coins. This was a fool's errand, I tell you. I had all the coins, sorry, all the rupees, I had all the bombs and all the arrows, and this was kind of just a refuel station. Okay, let's get out of here. But at the very least, we were able to complete this map, right? That's something. That's something, all right. Where was I? What is it? Actually, along those lines. So my brother, unfortunately, suffers from celiac disease. So obviously, he can't drink like conventional beers. I have enjoyed some gluten-free beers with him, but the one thing that he does dabble in a bit more is ciders. And I can imagine a world where I would face the same limitations and just enjoy ciders. Because ciders are sweet, they don't really need hops. And you know what, they're great. I guess you could also drink wine, right? You could also drink wine. Bum, 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 ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum. Let's get out of here. Oh great, we're back at this puzzle. Yes. And of course we had to open this once again. Let's see, this room's great for randomizers at least. Oh, you mean the one with the treasure chest and all that stuff? I can imagine. Let's see. Also, I've been playing some old games. I played Batman Arkham Knight, and I'm currently investing and will beat. But last time I played that was in 2016, almost 9 years ago. I always said I'd come back to it, and I did not. And I did, but it took me Overwatch, bad matchmaking, and my masterful gameplay to try new games. Not be where I am not. Welcome. Well, you know what? Sometimes sometimes you have to take the scenic route to find your way. Not everything is direct. I hope that you're enjoying Batman Arkham Knight. I definitely want to play the Batman Arkham series at some point. Batman is my favorite DC hero, so, and I've always heard good things at the very least of Batman Arkham Asylum and what is it, Arkham City? Yeah, I think it's Arkham City. Procrastination, maybe, of what would you call that? Or what would you call that? I wouldn't necessarily call it procrastination. You can't necessarily find the things that you value, or to a lesser degree your place. You can't necessarily rush that, right? It's just a life that teaches you and forces you to make certain realizations. If I am reading what you wrote correctly, that is. I might be just poetically waxing poetic about the question. Okay, where was I here? So we're going west, the Wild West. Let's cross that bridge. This reminds me so much of the setup in Link's Awakening. Damn, you're right. I don't know about that. I might hit a few points that you suggested there. I don't necessarily... I'm gonna say that I probably missed that one. But I do think that, you know, if you were to suggest to me that something as simple as finding the right game for me or finding the right genre for me was something that could have been forced to me to realize very early on in life, I'm going to say that that would have been unlikely, simply because I needed life to forge me into the person that I am today in order to come to those realizations and come to properly accept those notions. But that, of course, is an impossible assumption that cannot be proven. Okay, let's get rid of these fellas. Fellas. Ah, tag team. Jeez. How do they fire so quickly? Okay, nice. Now let me catch up on chat here. Allergies, yes. Local anesthetics like Novocaine or lidocaine. Gotcha. And basic seasonal stuff that isn't nearly as serious. So I'm assuming that whenever you need something to like numb certain types of pain, you have to specifically reference the fact that you cannot take these particular compounds. I can't imagine how you went about discovering something like that, but I hope it was something that was informed to you as opposed to something that you discovered while you were, experiencing pain. Okay, where was I? Let's do tree. Yes. No, come back here. Waste not, want not. What? I went for that fairy, and of course the fairy ran away, and I got beat up by this guard. Let's try this again. Gimme. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, it's a developed allergy, too. I used to be fine as a kid. It's so interesting, the fact that our immune system evolves such that even if we don't face an allergy early in life, we can certainly develop an allergy as we grow older. And it depends on, the types of things that you are exposed. I always talk about the fact that there are some folks, famously, meat allergy or allergy to certain types of meats is developed because not you specifically, but it's developed because you come in contact with this particular tick that presents you with this allergen, which is very similar to meat protein, and so people just develop an aversion to meat because of an encounter with this particular tick. I forget exactly what that one is called, but it's very surprising that way. Let's see, where was I too? Oh no, we discovered it at a doctor's office. Okay, so you were in a safe location. Okay. And I want to hit this tree. Witch. Double, toil and trouble. Fire burning, cauldron bubble, making mushroom brew I am. I imagine. Let's see. I feel like the last one in comparison isn't the best. The first few Arkham games were more linear and more fun, but from what I can tell, this one, it's a game where you do more detective. It feels tedious, but I can see its charm. Yeah, and I'm sure that there's stuff to appreciate in that one. Again, I haven't played any of them, but I do recall that one thing that folks were not necessarily the keenest. Wait a second, this is Maple from Oracle of Ages / Seasons. Red is the medicine of life, green is the medicine of magic, and blue renews both life and magic. Here, taste a sample of the red. Thank you so much. I'm not buying anything yet, though. And I remember that folks used to say that Arkham Knight had like driving sections, which they didn't necessarily appreciate. And I feel like maybe they just thought that maybe the game series needed a bit more action or something like that. Yeah, oddly enough, I was at the eye doctor. They were using some numbing agent to test something. I don't know what it was. Oh boy, was that a ride. Yeah, that sounds awful. Especially if it was your eye, by the way. Anything with the eye is terrible. Actually, funny story. Not really funny, kind of like anxiety-inducing, but one of the... I generally wear contact lenses, right? And I don't know what it is, but if I rub my eye just the wrong way, I will lose my contact inside my eyeball. And it takes me a whole bunch of time to like pull it out. Like if I have to go out somewhere and I just happen to lose my contact lens in my eye, it'll be like, you know what, maybe I'm just not going out because it's gonna take me at least 20 minutes to take the thing out. It's crazy. The waterfall of wishing is just around the corner. Yes, that is my favorite waterfall. Let's see. It's not a normal allergy. It's not like I inflame in the local spot, but it does something in my blood, I guess. Gotcha. So maybe something a little more systemic. Maybe not the conventional Th2 reaction, as they say. Why is there... I wonder if I should dig around here. Oh, wait a second. I don't have a shovel. Oh, no, not the contacts. Yeah, it happens... I want to say, unfortunately, it happens maybe like once every other month. And that is too much as it is. The Batmobile was what turned me off, but coming back to it, I guess it's true what they say, sometimes you can appreciate things more when someone isn't bickering how bad it is. Yeah, don't listen to the naysayers, don't listen to the haters. Just enjoy what you can, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it, right? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bam! Yeah, perhaps not truly histamine. I have a really strange body. Hey, everybody has slightly different reactions to things. That is, I guess, one of the reasons why things like the holistic medicine movement is actually not... Sorry, personalized medicine might not necessarily be a complete dead end. But of course, I'm talking out of my field of expertise at this point. Ooh, and of course, dark blue is deep water. Ouch. This is not the way. Here, take this. Uh-huh. And I think I know where I'm going. Go away. Ah. Yes, is this it? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh dear. Watch out for enemies. I didn't expect that I was going to get the flippies so quickly. I thought that this was a later in the game thing. But of course we did just get the ice rod. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. What's down here? Ouch! Stop hitting. How many hearts do I have? Oh no. Why? The motion of the moon is what causes the tides. Tide with bleach. Okay, let's go this way. Once we have the flippies, which I hope is at the end of this tunnel, water tunnel, then maybe. Yes. I hope it's time. I hope it's time.
Wah ha ha, what do you want, little man? Do you have something to ask me?
I want the flippers, yes.
Wah ha ha, but I don't just give flippers away for free. I sell them for 500 rupees a pair.
Yeah, sure. I don't know what you need rupees for, but here you go.
Wah ha ha, 1 pair of flippers coming up. I will give you a free bonus with your purchase. I will let you use the magic waterways of the sea folk, which links lakes and rivers. When you see a whirlpool, dive into it. You never know where you'll surface. Wah ha ha.
Beautiful. So now we've got flippers. This should open up a good chunk of the map, I think. With these, you should be able to swim even in deep water. Thank goodness for that. Okay, I think it's important for us to be able to advocate for ourselves when it comes to knowing what bothers us and what doesn't in a medical sense. Though the knowledge doctors bring is important too, it's just important they don't ignore what patients say too. And I absolutely agree with that. Let me not make an overgeneralization of like, what am I trying to say? Let me not make a generalization of how patients, the patient-doctor interaction, right? I think it can be very complicated. I think I have heard a number of instances where, yes, a doctor will just not listen to a patient, and of course, simply because they've seen lots of patients, it doesn't necessarily mean that every single patient is the exact same way. At the same time, I will say that
I can't imagine that every single time that a doctor doesn't suggest that they know a case like yours, that they are fully unequipped to answer that question, right? I think it's important to take into account things like specifics on a patient, their genetics, of course, family history, their diet, things of that sort, as much as information as you can to actually reach the proper information. But you should definitely, very importantly, listen to what your patient has to say. And that is my grand thesis of me not being a doctor. Anyways, I appreciate the thoughts on the question spectrum. Actually, one thing that I was probably mostly talking about, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna vouch strongly one way or the other, is the idea of private companies like something like a 23andMe, right? Which is nice for commercial use. It is nice to see like traces of genes and things that are associated with like your genealogy and things like that. But I hate it when companies take that information and assume that that in some way informs your the way in which you're going to respond medically or clinically to things. I think sometimes it's dangerous to use information like that in that way. And that might just be a completely different matter. Wow, today's conversation got heavy. Oh boy. Yes, I got the flippers. Let's see. RIP 23andMe. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm saddened to hear that because I know that I at least knew some folks, some acquaintances that work there. Not friends necessarily, but I can definitely say that I hope that they land someplace where they can exert their expertise, while at the same time decrying the idea that I don't necessarily think that it was the greatest business idea in the world. Why did I just bounce off into? Sorry about that. Let's try one more time. Okay. Where are we? Oh, Lake Hylia. Yeah, I agree. I hope I didn't just oversimplify a particular idea. It's all about trying to balance out information and not necessarily overvalue information simply because we have a ton of it, right? All right, it's time for some water here. I hope it doesn't turn into a huge sell-off with all that genetic data for all those people, though. Privacy in today's market is not great. Yeah, and there's also just that idea that because it's a private company, it doesn't have the same regulations as something a little more established, maybe like a doctor's hospital or something like that. And I don't know the ins and outs of that. Maybe things have gotten better, but I can't imagine that you have all the safeguards to make sure that that data is safe. You're all good. Thank you, Spectrum. I was a little anxious for a moment. But again, I appreciate the conversation. I think it's important to be able to have a open discourse about these kinds of things. Let's see. Sadly, I don't think any regulations are mattering that much anymore. Oh yeah, that is the sad world in which we live in. In many ways. Not to bring the mood even further down. Ay. Okay, so now that we have the flippies, let's go over here. In the Cave of Mysteries. I honestly thought that today I was actually going to go into the third dungeon, I think it's called the Tower of Hera, but we have done anything but that. No, you're good, you're good, Spectrum. Pond of Happiness, throw some rupees in and your wishes will surely come true. Yeah, let's throw a few.
Let's throw a 20. Happiness increased 20 rupees. In total, your happiness is 20. You became happier by 1 step. For your reference today, you will have great luck. I think there's a trick to this, right? You're supposed to throw a specific amount and then at some point something happens. Do I have the patience to just think about it, or should I just keep throwing coins until something cool happens? I don't know if I have the patience. No, but yeah, like I was saying, I like these types of conversations. I think sometimes it's important to have an open discourse about these sorts of things, especially with folks that know a little bit about the subject. Cheers to that. Okay, let's throw in some more and see what happens. Let's go up to 100 rupees and see what happens. You became happier by 1 step. For your reference, today you will have great luck. Okay, so now we have 60 happiness. We have 60 mega happies. A little luck. So I was saying earlier that I really like the fact that this particular cave theme, maybe it's just me how I read it, but it incorporates the sounds of like you stepping on a puddle, and so just keep listening. Boom, cha cha, and there it goes, and it's just like, is that what they meant? Is that what they meant? I don't know. It seems to me like it. I like it. Okay, now you have 80 happiness. Great luck. Okay, last time. And maybe I've just wasted 100 rupees, but it's okay. Ooh. I will make your wish come true. I would probably want to carry more bombs right now. Max 15. How many times can we do this? Okay, try again. I wish I would have come here before getting those rupees at the sanctuary. That's unfortunate. And good luck. Okay. Boom. Papa. Peppa. Yes, throw in a bunch. I'm glad that it's allowing you to throw way more rupees. Let's see if we can get even. Well, actually, let's go balanced here. I wonder how much more we can actually do this. Let's go for bombs again. Of course, the ideal situation would be that you can just throw the entire clip all at once. Boom. Great luck. Give me them bombs. Beautiful. And let's go one more time. I would assume that we can do arrows once more. And maybe if we get 1 rupee, we will be able to get another set of bombs. Big trouble. What? Big trouble in Little China? Okay, 50 rupees it is. Let's go for arrows this time. Nice, nice. Good times. Okay, so we just need 1 rupee and we will be able to get 1 more upgrade. Ah, come on. I better stay away from the Zoras. Or is it Zolas? Zoras or Solas? One more time. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I just need 1 more rupee to go 1 more time. Thank you for the Daft Punk. In I go. If only I could just get 1 rupee here. Ah, and there's a heart there, but I feel like that might be a situation where I need to travel from the dark world into the light world. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go into the whirlpool and we're gonna come back out. I think that's really the only way to... Ooh, we can actually go underwater. I forgot about that. Nice, nice. So, okay. Go away once again. And let's go north. I hope we can find that. A rupee. Please, just 1 rupee. Ah, maybe we destroy these enemies. Oh yeah, we also got the ice rod. Yes, 1. Yes, throw all my rupees. It might make more sense to get more bombs. I feel like we don't generally use that many arrows, at least not just yet. There we go. Let's do it. Okay, so all the upgrades. Gotta remember to come back here to just flesh things out. Okay, so now that we've got the Zora's flippers, we can probably do a couple of things with waterways, right? Let's go up north. Let's explore all of these water bodies. And see if we can find anything else that's special. Come on down. Oh, we can just actually go over here. Very nice. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, let's try and find some heart pieces as well as we're going. It's funny how you just like you can see that Link is breathing and he's just like gasping. Oh, was there like a little cave over here? I don't actually remember. He looks a little bit like Winky the Frog. And of course that is topical because of that Donkey Kong announcement. You know, I heard somebody say that that new Donkey Kong looks a little more like Donkey Kong Jr. than Super Donkey Kong. Which is an interesting idea to say the least. We haven't seen Donkey Kong Jr. since, what's it called? Mario Tennis on the Virtual Boy. The first Mario Tennis. That's the last time I remember canonically that we saw Donkey Kong Jr. I don't think we need anything here. Let's go back down. And I wonder if we can go under the bridge. Like in Link's Awakening. Oh. Hello, hello. Hey, let me go up there. Please. Yo, Ails, you seem to be in a heap of trouble, but this is all I can give you. Wait, why am I in a heap of trouble? This is a magic bottle. You can store an item inside and then use it later. Beautiful. Thanks for the bottle. Can you imagine if you just go under a bridge and just this random I don't want to assume that he is homeless. He might just be camping, but it is kind of unusual that he's just here, just hanging out. And they just give you a glass bottle for whatnots. I'm just surprised that they knew me. All right. Yeah, I never could quite figure it out. It's kind of interesting. Like, I don't know. One of the things that the game doesn't necessarily establish, and maybe it's because I used to think about it through the eyes of a child, is this idea of like, how big is this world actually? And like, how well are you known? There are signposts that suggest like, oh, you stole the princess and whatnot. But then it's not like, I don't know that people like react towards one another as in like this is a cohesive world, or like you're in any sort of way famous otherwise. So why would there be a sign suggesting your name, right? Why would anybody know who you are? And I think you're supposed to be like a kid in this game too. Anyways, maybe that's just too much to ask for like a Super Nintendo game, but curious. It is at the very least curious. Let's get to the bottom of this mystery. Okay, so let's keep going through the waterways over here. I'm glad that we have that third bottle though. We could get one extra life basically whenever we bite the dust. And of course this is the Ails and Fail stream, and you will see a failure. Like I'm experiencing it right now. Tiny sword, tiny sword. Can we get a fairy around here, please? Generally, fairies pop up out of lone trees, so it is unlikely that I'm gonna find one here. And we've been over there, it's just the Eastern Palace. No need. No need for Tenchi. Oh, this is like a battlefield. Yeah, so actually, we never actually hit that house over there. I don't know what it is. Or is it... Actually, it's the witch's house, right? Yeah, it's the witch's house. Ouch. Oh dear. Why is everyone just destroying me? Enemy mech destroyed. Okay. Pick up these 8 rocks. The 8 rocks. Oh, and actually we can just jump into the water over here. I never thought about that. I wonder if there's any point in like going around the castle in that waterway. Only one way to find out. Oh, you can't actually go down there, huh? That bridge is closed. And this basically leads back to the sanctuary, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh, what is this cave? I like the sound of that. Can I get some of that? Oh. It's just a door. I think that's probably just an exit. Probably, maybe. Potentially. Let's go in. This must be it. And if you're just joining us, we're enjoying a delicious, non-alcoholic pastry porter from Surreal Brewing. Fairy Fountain. I will soothe your wounds and comfort your weariness. Close your eyes and relax. Yeah, I honestly, every time I hear that sound, it's either a fairy fountain or like a random piece of art somewhere. Probably mostly a fairy fountain that I've come to associate with other things. Ay. Okay. So yeah, I wanted to try and see if I can jump into this waterway right underneath the sanctuary. See if there's anything there. I don't think there is anything, but I want to just make sure that that is the case. Yep. Let's. Oh, we can't just jump in. Yes. An apple away keeps the doctor. I'm sorry. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. You know, it doesn't seem like we can actually go in that waterway. It certainly doesn't seem like it from here. Yeah, and we definitely can't go under that bridge. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ah, wrong way. Nice. Okay, can we enter the water from here maybe? No, there's no opening there. Go away. Oh, come on. Away with ye. Can we go this way? Uh-huh. And so there's another waterway here, but unfortunately it looks like it's fenced up. Run! Ooh. I'm gonna say that there is a fair chance that we can't actually enter that waterway. And maybe that's okay. So let's keep going up north. Close to the witch's house and see if we can find some more mystery. Oh, of course. Of course. That's okay. We keep on trying, and then we try some more. Ouch. Tree, this one gives us apples, right? The mystery of the whistle. I am not fighting these fellas. They're bad news. And nothing here, I don't think. Yeah, let's go all the way to this like little corner over here. See if that's anything. We actually haven't reached it by just walking over there. Pull it. Oh, that was tough. All right, these things will shock ya. Let's run into these. And yeah, it's like a small ledge. What does this sign say? The waterfall. Oh, right. Waterfall of wishing. Wishing. Move past these little green things. Now, I could never figure out what those green things were. I just know not to hit them with my sword, because they'll shock ya. Right, so we're all the way to the top over here. Is this just back in Zora's domain? I think it is, right? Like, there's no actual, like, map here, unfortunately, but I will give it one more look. Ouch. See if there's anything that... Come on, just swim. Just swim. So we can move as quickly as Frog Mario, of course.
Except, of course, if we're blocked by a diagonal land mass. No.
And we're doing well. Not getting hit that. Okay, I spoke too soon. Yeah, and I don't think there's anything really near the edges over here. Okay. I was assuming that maybe I left something behind, but maybe it was all in my head. That's the waterfall that goes down. I think we can just leave Zora's domain, it's fine. Is this... oh, I thought that was a warp. Too many warps around here. Welcome to the warp zone. Okay, mobilize. Okay, we're leaving. Whew, okay. Is there anything else around here? What about this? Ooh. Mysterious pond. Would you throw something in? Sure, throw... what should we throw in there? Am I gonna lose whatever I throw? Papa. I think this pond makes it so that you power up certain items, right? Throw this. Hello there, did you yes. I like an honest person, I will give you something better in return. Nice, and we got the magical boomerang. And so this one can actually fly better than the other one. Nice. Hey, what else can we throw in here? I forgot. Let me try and look this up. Link's Awakening. Sorry, not Link's Awakening. A Link to the Past. Magical Boomerang. We're getting all sorts of upgrades today. So, Zora's Waterfall. Waterfall of Wishing. Okay. So in the Waterfall of Wishing, we can get the medicine, the red shield. How do we get that? Let's see, Waterfall of Wishing can be found in Lake Hylia, home to a great fairy who is known to be friend of Venus. When Link approaches this pond, he will be asked to throw something. Any item he throws will be returned, but certain items will be improved. Boomerang will be magical boomerang. A shield will replace with red shield, and a bottle with medicine of magic. Okay, so let's throw in our shield, because this shield is terrible. Barely provides any cover. I need a Hylian shield. Yes, I dropped it. It was me. And your shield is improved. I can actually protect myself against fireballs. And then of course the last thing that it suggests is that you can actually drop in an empty bottle. So let's do just that. We just so happen to have one empty bottle. Does that mean that all the water in here is actually red medicine? Ooh, medicine of magic. Okay, so we got the goods. Let's keep going. That was actually quite useful. At the very least, we can protect ourselves from the fires of the Zoras, and that is a big advantage over here. Where did we go? I think this is Lake Hylia again, right? Yes, yes it is. So now that we've explored this corner of the world, it's time to start going higher. Let me see in terms of like where's the next heart piece. Getting this heart piece right after a flip is like much easier in the access by lifting the stone slab near the witch's hut. Ooh, okay. Okay, so let's actually go for that piece of heart before we go anywhere. Get them pieces of heart, why don't ya? Gotta find that witch. A toadstool mix makes powder for tricks. I wish I could just shield my way against enemies in this game.
Muscle!
Okay, so... Did I just say queso? Maybe I did. Great. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not. Is this the... No, this is not the same cave as before. Where does this one go to? Oh, this is another spot in Lake Hylia. That's interesting. I have no real purpose to use this one other than the fact that I can come back faster to what's it called? Kakariko Village. Ba 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 ba. And we've been here before. Like we got fairies, right? Yeah. We just have to go down that chasm. I don't want to do that though. I wanted to get the piece of heart. As Mati once said, heart. Ah, the magical boomerang, it does nothing. Okay. Yes. Exactly what I needed. And it seems not a moment too soon. Hey, what is that? Why is that glowing? That was strange. Okay. Yeah, where's that thing? There's gotta be something in that I'm not seeing here. Is it down here? No, that's another pier. Heart piece surrounded by a fence. Ah, interesting. Maybe let's jump in the water. Let me snooze ads at least one time. I know we'll probably have to end relatively soon. But that's okay. Maybe it's in this direction? We do love the sound of that water. Quite wet. No, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so that's after the waterfall. I bet there's something incredibly obvious around here that I'm just not hitting. Yeah, so let's go up this pier one more time. Why is this fella still waiting for me? Oh, go away. Such a nuisance. Let's see. After purchasing, go south from King Zora and go down the waterfall. From here, swim south to the next waterfall, but instead of going down from it, make Link swim eastward. Okay, so the idea is actually to go into Zora's domain, and then once you're over there, to like go down the waterfall. That's the idea. Failed to see that. I don't want to go in the water because I feel like it's gonna toss me all the way back to where I was. So we got some strange geometry happening over here. Watch out for everyone trying to destroy you, of course. And so that's the entrance to Zora's domain. Let's not be here, please. Everybody be here. Ouch. That's the waterfall of whooshing. Wait. That's not where I wanted to go. Okay, so let's go down one level. And see where that leads us to. So this is where we were led. This is where we go. And I'm gonna say we've already explored this area, so there's a very good chance over here that we missed the mark. We missed the mark, folks. It wasn't pretty. I'll have to look this up later, unfortunately. That is weird. Generally these strategy guides are actually fairly easy, fairly legible. But maybe it is just the fact that it's cut quite late, as they say. Maybe things are not making sense to old ales anymore. Ouch! But yeah, there should be like a grassy patch somewhere around here, and I'm not seeing it. Oh well. As soon as we get that next ad, we'll probably have to call it. But it's just satisfying my curiosity here. Curiosity, as they say, did kill the cat. Advertising that waterfall of wishing. Okay. Yeah, this is just the domain, of course. And that this is just a waterfall of wishing, this and that. You can't really go down that way, unfortunately. Okay. Let's just find a safe spot to end it. Gotta snooze that. And with my luck, I might just get destroyed before any of that happens. Come on, just go down. You crazy person, you. You know what, we'll go into the witch's hut and end it there. Just to remind ourselves what we need to do. Okay. Let's save our game here. Yes, please save it. And we quit. Okay. Let's go back to intermission, folks. Good set. And let's see. Let me go ahead and turn off the sound on this one. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. Joining me for A Link to the Past. I think we made some great progress here. We ousted the desert palace, got our hands into the and got our hands in the second pendant. Is that how you would say that? Is that how you would phrase it? Maybe. We got some upgrades to our bombs, our arrows. For some reason, we were able to get the ice rod. We got a spare bottle somewhere, magical boomerang, second level shield, and of course the flippies. It's been a happening night, I want to say. For a short stream, it was definitely happening. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. In case you're interested in my kind of nonsense, and I have no idea why you would, feel free to join me in another stream. Next, I will stream on Friday. I will be streaming both Final Fantasy VIII as well as Monster Hunter Wilds. There is a small chance that I might stream tomorrow, but you'll have to follow me on the socials to know about that. And of course, if you want to follow me on the socials, and I also don't recommend that, these are my links. I'm mostly active on the Blue Sky, where I talk about this and that, and this and that. Yeah, the other thing is I've been a little more active in terms of like trying to release Twitch clips. I've been doing that in both Instagram and TikTok. So if you're a fan of silly things like that, feel free to look at those. With that, let's go ahead and find a raid target. And I have a great idea. Let's go find our esteemed friend Chungus, who is currently doing retro. We haven't popped in on him in quite some time. Chungus, of course, an esteemed member of our community. They are playing Star Tropics, so that sounds like an awesome time. Let's go ahead and start that raid. If you're interested in putting a raid message, this is the one for viewers, and then this is the one for followers, which I should copy myself. So yeah, once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. And as I like to end these things, stay thirsty, Alpac. We will see you again.